Hello friends, it is almost March, so I'm starting this video on February 27th, and so we are going to finally take down the winter and Valentine's Day decorations and start getting out the spring stuff. So I'm probably not going to finish everything today, but I'm at least going to get started, at least take some of the stuff down and maybe see if I can get the box out of the attic of all of our spring decor. So if that's something you're interested in, then let's go. All right, so before we can actually get the spring stuff ready to go, we needed to de-winter. So I started with the coffee bar. I find this kind of like the easiest place to start because there's kind of like a concentration of seasonal things in one spot. And it's always very obvious, like, yes, these need to come down and then I need to get new ones. So I took off the little snowmen and all the Valentine's Day stuff, grabbed this cute little Mickey, I guess it's a cutting board. I don't know that I'm ever actually going to cut on it. Went over to the coffee area and got all of our snowmen and frosty stuff down so that we were, de-snowed over here. Then I replaced those mugs with our just like normal regular ones that say coffee on them, which is what usually lives right there. I try to store all of our seasonal like mugs and cookie jars and that kind of stuff in the cabinets so that way we don't have to lug them all the way up into the attic because one, they're heavy, and two, I don't want them to break. So I ended up putting them up on top of the fridge cabinets. Then I started taking down these trees and found that they still had tags on them. So that was interesting since they were up from November until February. So yeah, our front little like TV area looks a lot more bare. I think maybe I'm gonna get like palm leaves or like banana leaves or something to put there. I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. I then just went through and collected all of the other like random wintry things that were kind of spread out throughout the house. Got these like wintry flowers. This whole scene was like a whole thing. And I find the easiest thing to do with this sort of stuff is when you take it all down to just like stick it in a central location, and then you can kind of deal with the actual putting it away later. So I just went ahead and took everything out, everything off, everything down, and I put it all on the dining room table. That way later on I can go through and put it all away and kind of sort through what is going up in the attic, what is going to go in. I keep some stuff like the candles in my closet because I don't want the candles in the attic because I'm worried they're going to melt and just spill and just be a big mess. So there was that. All of these wintry looking ornaments I stuck in this gallon-sized Ziploc bag, which I could not get closed. I had like one too many in here. I'm trying very hard. And then I was able to get all of that garland and the lights off of the whole table here in the entryway. So we have this like white silvery garland to kind of make it look like snow. And then we had fairy lights in there as well. And then lights all in like the candles and around and all of that kind of stuff. I also stored the garland and the like, what's that stuff called? It's like the fake snow. It's like cotton. It's like batting, and put those into the gallon size Ziploc bags just to keep it all together so it wouldn't end up like scattered all over throughout the boxes. And then once I got that all like situated and cleaned up, then we definitely needed to dust off this table because there had been so much stuff and glitter and snow and all of the things on it for just so long. I typically prefer to wait and do like kind of all the cleaning at the end, but this was rough, so I just thought we'd go ahead and get it taken care of. You can see I left some of the candles and just a couple of the things on there. We do have things on here like normally, and that's about it for that. Next up, I took down the pillows and the blankets that were all wintry or Valentine's Day-ish so that we could kind of reset the living room. For some reason, Athena was hanging out underneath the table because what else would we do? Tali, on the other hand, hides in my office while we decorate the house because she is not a fan.
All right, we have de-wintered. Now it's time to get some spring stuff. Here's everything's in this box except for the pillows and blanket are in there, and then our trees, and then our sign. This sign I love, it's from Hobby Lobby. On one side is Christmas, the other side is a snowman. So I'm gonna pull out some of the spring stuff. I probably won't finish it all today, and yeah.
All right, time for spring. So first off, again, I like to start with whatever I think is going to be the easiest thing. And so I was thinking that the easiest thing might be to replace like the pillows and the blankets and that kind of stuff, because they just have a very obvious place for where they're going to go. Like, I know that the pillows are going to go on the couches and the chairs, you know? And so whatever is easiest is going to be the best. I had this pillow that I got from the Target Dollar Spot about a month ago, actually, and it has a little shamrock on it. So I added that to this chair on the left. I try to make the chair on the left kind of like an accent chair, because usually no one sits there unless we have guests over, which honestly isn't that much. So I always keep like a fun blanket draped on the back, and then I usually have a couple of pillows, and I like having one like fun pillow over there. So that's our fun pillow for this season. And then one side's a shamrock and the back is just green and white stripes, which means that we can leave it up even after St. Patrick's Day is over, just flip it around to the other side. I also like to have this blue and then this like blue and navy pillow in this little chair over here on the side. And then it was time to get flowers. Now, you'll notice that there is tape on our flowers. We have some bouquets that we've had for a long time, and so we taped them together, and so that way you don't have to like redo all the flowers every year. You can just like shove them into the vase and then you are good to go, which is excellent because your girl's not that great at arranging flowers. My husband's actually pretty good, but that is not a gift that I have. So it's really helpful to just, you know, be able to like stick them right on in there. Next up, we are over in the coffee area. This is always my favorite, and y'all, these mugs are like gems. I got these, I think last year's when we bought these. I haven't found any that I've liked so far this year. We haven't bought any spring, any Easter, any St. Patrick's Day, like none. But these were good finds last year. So I just kind of play around with them and see kind of what I liked. Like, I didn't like that shamrock one up on the tray because it was a little bit too short. That one has the little like clover on top, and so that makes it taller, and so I just liked that little, you know, difference. That pot of gold one I just think is like the funniest thing ever. And then when I have the other toppers, like the little leprechaun legs, those are always gonna go in front of the tiered tray because they don't actually fit on the tiered tray. I don't currently have a ton of like fun little things. Like, I had the snowmen for Christmas time and winter time, and so that is something that I would like to look for, just like little somethings. Now, I did add some flowers and stuck them into this, you'll see it in a second, stuck them into a little old candle holder that says Happy Spring. When I use a candle and get rid of it, I usually keep the holder, especially if it's cute, and so you can use it for things like putting flowers in, which is excellent when it's a spring one. So here you can see how that turned out. It's just a couple of flowers from years past. We didn't buy like anything this year for spring. Then I put a couple of more like springy mugs on the mug holder over on the side so that we have those as well. And I decided it was time to get rid of these mints. Now, I will eat all of these mints because I do love mints, but it just wasn't gonna work out, and so I replaced the mints with the lemons. The small jar was easy. I just, like, you know, as you can see, put the bag over top and then flipped it over so that they all went out. I also had lights inside of these, if you remember from Christmas time, so that's what I'm pulling out here. Those are my favorite mints, the like really soft ones. Oh, I love them so much. And so we'll definitely eat those, but just, you know, getting them out so that we can replace that with more spring decor. Especially, like, originally I was like, oh, we could just leave them and eat them, but I couldn't do the mince with the St. Patrick's Day. It was just too much. So
all right, certainly not finished or perfect or done, but here's just a little bit of what I've got for the moment. I'm sure that when my husband comes downstairs, he's gonna change everything. He's much better at it than I am anyway. Put out the spring mugs. I put the Easter ones away for now because it's just a bit early. And then we have our little Irish coffee display going on. We have Hello Spring here and Hello Spring here. This is Peter Pan area music from Disney, if you were wondering. Change out those pillows, and then we've got this little bit. This chair pretty much no one sits in unless we have company, so I always have like extra things in here. I just got this from Target. I like it because after St. Patrick's Day is over, we can just flip it around and have just like a green one, and then I usually put like a decorative blanket back there. And you know, that's really all we've got at the moment. Just a couple pillows, just a couple of little touches of spring here and there. So we'll tweak it, we'll play with it, but my main thing was just getting all of the wintry stuff out because it was like 80 degrees this week down here in Georgia, and I was like, yeah, we just can't do it. So I'm gonna put these away and we'll just kind of play around with the other things as we go. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.